Okay, so it is Friday, January 31st, 2025, and I haven't actually made it that far into Grey's Anatomy this week. I made it to season 8, episode 2. That being said, though, there's still a lot of ground to cover. First, let's start with Meredith and the true worst man on this show, Derek fucking Shepherd. I'm aware that this is the man that we're supposed to hate the most, and I do hate him, but I feel like Shepherd has always been worse. I don't know how many of you guys play like trading card games, but I'm really big into Magic the Gathering. And there's a thing that I know I struggle with that's called threat assessment. And threat assessment is you're at the table, you're staring down multiple opponents, and you have to decide who is the person that you need to be targeting right now. Like, is it the person who has, like, the most life? Is it the person who has, the most resources? Is it you yourself? Like, these things are things that you need to know in order for you to progress through the game. And this is what Owen and Derek feel like to me. I feel like at the table, everyone has decided that Owen is the threat. Owen has all of the resources. We have to attack him. We have to get him off the field. But then in the background, you have Derek, who is constantly accumulating new little sins that I will never forgive him for. And I'm just like, we have to take this man out post haste. All of this to say that in these past 2 episodes of Grey's Anatomy, Derek has been one of the worst people to watch. And this sucks because I really liked him in season 6, and now I want to throw him off a bridge. Meredith and Christina have been living together for the last 2 episodes. And Christina's helping Meredith take care of the baby. This is Zola. Look at the baby. Look at the baby. But because of all the stuff with the clinical trial, Derek has essentially left Meredith. He's living in like a construction zone while Meredith takes care of Zola with Christina at the house. Derek is living apart from Meredith, and they never went over how to go over that with the social worker. So the social worker is like, oh, like Meredith's lying, and we need to reevaluate this environment, so we're gonna take the kid away. You are a fucking brain surgeon, and you're a little bit older than Meredith. You're telling me that you didn't have like a singular thought in your head to be like, oh, we're still being scrutinized by, whatever the equivalent of ACS is. So maybe I should go over with my wife, who I have now married on paper, not just a post-it, like actual paper. I should maybe go over with her, like, how to answer these questions with the social worker. That way we're on the same page and we don't lose this baby. But no, he doesn't do that because he is the most awful man in the world. Lexi and Jackson are inexplicably still dating. I actually do ship this. I do like this, but I know they must be doomed because Jackson and April have to fuck up the wedding, like however long ago. And then Lexi in the season 7 finale was like, Mark, stay away from me because if you keep coming after me, I'm going to come back to you. Like, now I don't like Lexi and Jackson anymore. I feel like Jackson has walked into like a weird dynamic, and while Lexi should extricate herself from this dynamic and date Finnick Odair, she's probably not gonna. So I'm just like, fine. I will try to get on board with the old ass man, but I'm not happy about it. He even says, like, you're forbidden fruit. You're 25. You're a fetus. And apparently she's a little bit older now. But still, like, he feels dirty. He should feel dirty. He's an old-ass man. What I really want him to do is focus on raising his child with his baby mama and his baby mama's wife. And I really do like this family because it kind of just shows that, families don't have to look, like the quintessential nuclear family. Like, these 3 are a family, and I really, really like this for them. And while Mark, takes responsibility for the decisions that he's made in his life and builds this beautiful found family with Callie in Arizona, Lexi can run off with the people's Finnick Odair. Like, then everybody's happy. Teddy and Henry remain adorable, and I like them a lot. Apparently, they're moving fast in their relationship, which makes sense because they're married, and she's very, very happy with him. The problem is this is kind of turning into ashes in my mouth, just because I saw a spoiler not that long ago about Teddy and Owen, and Teddy is holding a baby, and Owen is like cradling her like he's the baby's dad. So this must not end well. That being said, though, maybe it doesn't have to be sad. Maybe this whole, like, icky love triangle with Teddy and Owen and Christina is going to change, because at some point, Owen and Christina have to get a fucking divorce. Like, we're going to get there. But maybe the icky love triangle is between Owen and Teddy and Henry, and then maybe Henry can't have kids because of all of the surgeries and cancers and all the tumors and radiation that he's probably had. So then Teddy has a baby with Owen instead, and then it just gets kind of icky. Maybe that's the way to do it, because the other option is that Henry just dies, and I'm not happy. I wouldn't be happy with that. Speaking of public enemy number two, he got on board. Christina had her abortion. It just feels so shitty because it's like you can't have half a baby. Like, you can't compromise on that. And Christina, even if she wanted kids in the future, which she clearly doesn't, but even if she does, she doesn't want them right now. And it wouldn't solve anything about her being pregnant in the middle of her residency right now. She clearly doesn't want to be pregnant during her residency, and she doesn't want to be pregnant at all. And this is why you don't marry someone that is, spiraling from a shooting, just so like you feel like you're doing something good. Like, you don't marry someone without whom you've had those conversations. I will say Queen Meredith, she did her job as Christina's bestie here, because I think in the Meredith Christina duo, it's generally accepted in universe that Christina is the scariest one, but I think that is actually a smokescreen, and Meredith's actually the scary one. That Christina's boyfriends, past, present, and future, should be aware of. Because she goes right up to Owen and she's just like, you are going to make her have this baby and you are going to almost kill her. And I don't understand why that you're not willing to support the woman that you married, that you know who you married. And I'm just like, damn, like, she's a friend. And I feel like that's like the tragedy of Meredith, where like she's so fucking fierce when she's talking about like the women in her life, when she's talking about, asserting herself as a woman. But when it comes to this fucking man, all of her boundaries and all of her standards, all of the things that make Meredith Meredith, they get sublimated into this relationship. And it makes me so sad for her. I feel like Grey's Anatomy has a secret Aesop about like age gap relationships, because I know their age gap is not as wide as Mark and Lexi's, but still Meredith was very young in a very like tumultuous part of her life when she met Derek. So it was easy to kind of just sublimate everything that was wrong with her life onto Derek, and he was just the thing that she was focusing on. So like it sucks, man. And she hasn't had a new love interest since Macbeth. So this is clearly her endgame. And I'm just like, ugh, oh my God, he better step the fuck up for the rest of her damn life. And this is why I have a problem with this. Because it's like, it feels like, McDreamy and Meredith, but like with a wider age gap and with less in common. So I'm just like, girly, you're dating the people's Finnick Odair. Take the W. Run away from this. Like, even if Mark wasn't old as fuck for her, he still has a lot of like things going on in his life. Like, he just had a baby, all that stuff. Like, she doesn't need this drama. And every time she leaves him, it's because she doesn't need the drama. So I really need her not going back to Mark again, please. As for April, she stays winning. She's still chief resident. Like, she had like a bad day, like her first day, but other than that, like she's making it work. Like, she is keeping her head above water. I'm very proud of her. Anyway, that was the last two episodes, the first two episodes of season 8. I'm going to keep going. It's been like it's been a very busy week. And I know the finale for this season is fucked up, because everybody keeps telling me like this season's finale is really fucked up. I'm just like, we had a plane crash where nobody survived. Like, what the, like, there's more? There's more?